Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about something that might be sitting right in your pocket or in an old coin jar at home. It looks like just another regular coin, but it could actually be worth thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. I'm talking about the 1976 Bicentennial Quarter. This coin is special, and not just because it looks different. Some versions of this coin are super rare and worth a lot of money. In fact, one type of this coin without a mint mark has been sold for as much as $40,000, and in the best condition, it could even be worth more than that. That's why it's so important to check your change. You never know when you might find one of these rare quarters. Let's go back a bit. In 1976, the United States celebrated its 200th birthday. That year was called the Bicentennial. To celebrate, the U.S. Mint made special versions of the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins. The quarter had a new design on the back, showing a colonial drummer and a torch of victory with 13 stars, one for each of the original colonies. On the front, it still had George Washington's face, just like always. But instead of just 1 year like 1976, it said 1776 to 1976. That double date was there to mark 200 years of American independence. Because this was such a big celebration, the U.S. Mint made a ton of these coins. Over 1.5 billion bicentennial quarters were made. That means they're not exactly rare in general. You can still find them in your change, and most of them are only worth 25 cents. But like with any coin, the details matter. Some coins were made with mistakes, or they were made in a way that makes them different from the rest. That's where the value comes in. Most of these quarters were made at 3 mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Denver have a small D on them. Coins from San Francisco have an S. Coins from Philadelphia usually don't have a mint mark. That's normal for Philadelphia coins at the time. But here's where things get interesting. Some coins that should have had a mint mark were made without one. This kind of minting error is rare, and it makes those coins more valuable. When a Denver or San Francisco coin is accidentally made without the D or the S, it becomes a unique item. Collectors love coins like that. One 1976 quarter with no mint mark, believed to be from Denver, sold for $40,000 because of how rare and perfect it was. Some experts think that coins like this, in the best condition possible, could even be worth a few $1,000,000. That's not common, of course, but it shows how serious the coin collecting world can get. If a coin is rare, if it's in great shape, and if it has a mistake that makes it one of a kind, it can be worth a lot more than face value. Condition is a big part of the value. If a coin has been sitting in your pocket or bouncing around in a drawer, it probably has scratches, dirt, and wear. That's normal, but it lowers the value. On the other hand, if a coin has been kept clean, never used in daily life, and still looks shiny and new, it can be called uncirculated. Even better is a coin that has been graded as mint state, especially if it scores 65 or higher on the coin grading scale, which goes from 1 to 70. A mint state coin looks just like it did when it was first made. No scratches, no marks, perfect details. Coins like that are what collectors pay big money for. Another type of valuable bicentennial quarter is one with what's called a double die error. That means the coin was struck twice by mistake, and the second strike was just a little off. This makes the letters or numbers on the coin look like they're doubled. If you look closely at the word Liberty or the date on the front and see a shadow or extra line, you might have a double die coin. These can also be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on how strong the doubling is and what condition the coin is in. Then there are coins that were made using the wrong blank piece of metal. Sometimes a quarter design was accidentally stamped onto a blank meant for a dime or a penny. These coins come out smaller or lighter than normal, and they can sell for thousands because they are so rare. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, collectors are willing to pay a high price for such a unique mistake. Another mistake to look for is when the coin is struck off-center. That means the image isn't in the right place, and part of the design might be missing. These coins look weird right away, and depending on how far off they are, they can be worth anywhere from $25 to a few $100s or more. Sometimes the coin is missing its top layer of metal. A normal bicentennial quarter is made of 2 layers of metal over a copper core. But if the top layer is missing, you can see the red or brown copper underneath. That's another mistake, and those coins can be worth hundreds of dollars. There are other strange errors too. Sometimes coins are made with cracks, extra metal blobs, or strange shapes. These are usually from problems with the tools used to strike the coin. If they're big or obvious, they can be worth a good amount of money. So what should you do if you find a bicentennial quarter and want to know if it's valuable? First, look for the mint mark. If there's no mint mark at all and the coin looks brand new, that's a good sign. Then check for doubling, weird shapes, off-center strikes, or copper showing through. Use a magnifying glass if you have one. Take your time and look closely. If something looks strange, don't ignore it. If you think your coin might be special, don't try to clean it. Cleaning a coin can actually make it worth less. Instead, handle it carefully and keep it in a soft cloth or coin holder. If you really want to know the value, you can send it to a coin grading service. These experts will look at your coin, tell you its grade, and give you a certificate. This helps when you want to sell the coin, because collectors trust graded coins more than ones without any proof. If the coin turns out to be valuable, you can sell it online, take it to a coin dealer, or even send it to an auction. But remember, prices can change depending on the market and how many collectors are looking for that kind of coin. Some coins that were worth $10,000 a few years ago might be worth $20,000 today, or maybe even more. That's why it's good to keep checking the value of your coin and be patient when it's time to sell. What makes all of this so exciting is that anyone can find a rare coin. You don't have to be a collector or a coin expert. You just need to know what to look for and take the time to check your change. Many people have found valuable coins in pocket change, piggy banks, or jars that had been sitting around for years. You never know what you might find. Coins are more than just money. They're small pieces of history. They tell stories about important events, like the 200th birthday of the United States. And sometimes, a little mistake during the minting process turns an ordinary coin into something incredibly rare and valuable. That's why coin collecting is so fun and popular. It's a treasure hunt, and everyone can play. So now that you know what to look for, take a few minutes today to check your quarters. Look for that 1976 coin, check for mint marks, weird shapes, missing layers, or doubling. You might have something amazing and not even know it. And if you find something special, take good care of it, do a little more research, and maybe even get it graded. Thanks for watching. If you learned something new today, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And don't forget to check your pockets, you could be holding a coin worth thousands of dollars right now.